Hey guys, how's it going? Thought I'd give you a bit of a February update. Hope you all had a lovely January. I know the weather's not been fantastic, but yeah, at least January's out of the way and the days are getting a bit longer and summer's a bit closer. I'm talking to you from my work car, as you can probably tell, my 7 Series, because I'm just so busy at the moment. It's unbelievable. I've had probably the busiest 4 weeks in my chauffeuring sort of career, so not complaining at all. Bit tired, could do with a few days off to catch up with some sleep, especially as London Fashion Week's less than 2 weeks away, and that's sort of 5 or 6 days of horrendous hours, but yeah, it's all good fun, and yeah, I'll do some video footage on that. So yeah, firstly, just wanted to say thanks again for watching and all the positive comments I've been getting, thumbs up. It all makes a big difference and helps me sort of gives me motivation to do more videos and more content. Yeah, I've got a few exciting things coming up, as I've mentioned sort of before. But firstly, yeah, I just wanted to say thanks, and I think I'm at 365 subscribers. I was about 355 on the 1st of Feb, so that's another 100 in a month, which is fantastic. Yeah, it really sort of gets me excited, and sort of yeah, maybe my content's not as lame and rubbish as I think it is, but anyway, there's a few of you that might be interested in it, clearly, so that's good, and thank you. Right, enough about that. What have we got coming up? So yeah, well, firstly, Monday night, Alpina UK, based up in Nottingham, Sytner, they are very kindly giving me a Alpina D3 touring, the brand new one, to basically review, try out for a week. So I've got a few things planned with that car. I have mentioned it in a few comments, and I think on Instagram, that yeah, I'd like to do a sort of a meet in London. Maybe no one would turn up, but anyway, be a good excuse to just go down to town and have a look around at sort of what else is about. But yeah, I'll make a date and stick to it, and hopefully some of you guys can come out and have a look at the car if you're interested. Yeah, it's an awesome bit of kit. I had they actually lent me a XD3, so it's basically like an X3 converted by Alpina, with the crazy twin turbo 3-litre turbo diesel, same as the D3. I had one of them. Well, Alpina in Nottingham gave it to me about 18 months ago. I had a big event with 2 of my sort of main supermodels that I look after, and I didn't have a car at the time because I was waiting for my 7 and whatever else, so they very kindly gave me this really pimped up red Alpina, and XD3, yeah, it was cool. It had I think it had 21-inch optional wheels on it that were black on a big sort of, I think it was Melbourne red. Yeah, it was pimping. It was awesome, and certainly attracted a lot of attention. But yeah, so this D3, I was sent the spec sheet of it yesterday. It's unbelievable. I mean, the base price is 49, and I think it's coming in at like 68 or something. It's got so many options, so many really cool trim options inside as well, like the merino leather dash and dash surround, and yeah, just, you know, everything. Panoramic roof, heads up display. It's got the limited slip diff as well. But it'll be an awesome bit of kit, I'm sure, and I can't wait to spend a few days in that. So yeah, so that's coming up. I've also got my good friend John, hurry up and give me a car. No, he's very busy. He runs his own business, and he's got lots going on, so yeah, totally good for him, and I'm glad. But I do need to borrow your car for a couple of hours, and you, so we can do this comparison. So he's got an LCI M135 3-door, so basically the same as mine, but it's an auto, and he hasn't got adaptive suspension on it, so I want to do a back-to-back. I think it'd be really good. and yeah, if I can jump from one to the other, I'll be able to feel, you know, the differences. Or maybe try and do a little drag race as well. It'll have to be a legal drag race if there is such a thing, and yeah, see what's what. But it's lovely, and his one's Estoril Blue. You've probably seen it in my Instagram pictures again. He's a good mountain biking friend of mine, so I've known him for years. Yeah, and he's also jumped from a 235, not immediately, went to a 3 Series coupe for a few months, and then couldn't resist, missed the N55 engine and auto box, so he's gone back to the 135. So it'd be good to hear his views on the differences between the 2 and the 1. So yeah, we've got that. What else? Yeah, I'm going to pop down to Slades again when the weather gets a bit better. I'm going to pop down to Slades, that supercar garage near Beaconsfield. Yeah, and I'm sure their stock has changed somewhat since I was there last. Just need to wait for some good weather so we can actually take a couple of cars out and look at them a bit more in depth, and yeah, make a sort of more interesting video, I guess. So that's on the list. Yeah, I've got a Welsh road trip planned. I was going to do one back in December, but work and weather meant that it just didn't happen. So I'm going to plan a proper Wales road trip. Anyone's invited. I'll put it on like the baby BMW website, and I'll do a little video about it as well, and Instagram. But yeah, just like a meet in Wales, somewhere South Wales, do a bit of driving, and I'll organise like a lunch spot or something, and yeah, it'd be good. Again, no one might turn up, but I'm sure they will actually, because I've got a few mates that are definitely keen. So there'll probably be a minimum of maybe 5 or 6 of us, and then some more. And then moving forward into the year, I'm desperate to do another sort of Euro road trip. I mean, maybe only for a few days this time, like over to the Ring for a day or something. Explore the roads around the Ring as well. I mean, some of the surrounding roads around the Nürburgring, if you haven't been, they're as good as the Ring itself. I mean, they're just superb. They really are. A lot of the clips in my driving clips videos that I put on, where I'm on the left-hand side of the road, a lot of them are around those roads and surrounding sort of the Nürburgring. So yeah, planning one of them. Another good friend of mine, Ben, he's recently purchased an S3 sedan, new one, brand new. So and he's very kindly offered me to take that out and review that. So so that's another car on my list, and I think it would be a really good. I've not actually tried the new S3 in any form, like the hatchback or the saloon. I really do like the look of the saloon. And I'm sure it's a very capable car, especially in our winter. I reckon on a very grimy winter's day, you know, that thing would disappear next to my M135. But yeah, it'd be interesting to sort of compare the cars. Again, I'll drive my car down to his, so I can really do a back-to-back on it. What else? Yeah, another good friend of mine is well, good friend of mine. He's like a guy that I speak to on Instagram and Facebook and stuff. Really nice guy, Leon. He's very kindly offered me his 430 Grand Coupe. He was a previous M135 owner, and now he's got a lovely 430 Grand Coupe. So again, I've driven loads of 3 Series, so you know, I can kind of imagine what it's going to feel like, and I've driven like the 6 Series Grand Coupe, but I think 430D Grand Coupe would be amazing, again with the engine that this car's got in it, in a much lighter shell. Yeah, it's be a bit of a weapon. What else? Yes, other cars. So we've got one of my clients has just picked up a brand new Range Rover, top of the range autobiography. I actually drove him in it the other week. He went to the boxing at the O2, and yeah, he's very kindly said to me that I can review that car. So, and he lives out sort of on a farm as well, on a family, or next to his family farm, so there's lots of really cool land, and yeah, come up with something cool for that. And then the other two that I've mentioned before, Hailsham BMW, where I get my 1 Series from. They've got a 7 Series long wheelbase, a new one, and they have they said they'll give to me for 48 hours. and they've also got an i3 that I need to try and think of something cool to do with. So I've got lots of things in the pipeline, and other things that I still can't really talk about because they're not firmed up, but really exciting things. So but it's just it's just finding the time. I mean, as you can see, I'm doing new R8 V10 in yellow. Don't know if you saw that. Yeah, it's just finding the time to do it. As you can see, I'm talking to you in my car on the way to a job. Yeah, maybe I'll just be doing a lot of this in the future, but I guess that's not a bad thing. It's a lot better than that horrible sort of camera setup I've got at home where the light is just awful, and yeah, I feel a bit more at home behind the wheel talking to you guys. So maybe I'll do this, and I certainly spend a lot of time in this seat. So yeah, it's probably a good place to do it. But I think I've pretty much covered everything. I'll keep you guys posted. I'm also sorry. Yeah, more. I'm in the process of filming, and this will be my next video, hopefully in the next day or two. Running costs on an M135, practicality and running costs. I've had a few people asking me, you know, more about, well, what about the boot space and the rear seat space and the running costs, etc. So yeah, I've never covered that, and not many people, I guess, have talked about it. And I guess that's what makes the M135 and M235s such. It's another massive positive to the car. You know, they offer all that performance, but actually their running costs, when you look at them on paper, you know, are so reasonable. And you know, I guess that's the same with all hot hatches. That's what makes them so great. You know, they've got so much performance, but yet they're so affordable to run, especially with fuel prices dipping below £1. I mean, how good is that? Wow! I filled this up last night, and diesel prices. I filled this up last night. I think it was 75 quid empty. I think it's an 80 litre tank, or is it 74 quid, whatever. But yeah. Going back a year, it would have cost me 110, 115 quid to fill this thing up. So yeah, it's great for business, great for pleasure. So yeah, long live the sub-pound petrol and diesel. Right, cool. So yeah, thanks for tuning in as always, guys. I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you very soon. Cheers. Take it easy.